Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Unleashed. In today's episode, you will learn 30 very useful English idioms. An idiom is a special expression. The words have a meaning together that is different from the normal meaning of the words. For example, if someone says, break the ice, they are not really breaking the ice. They mean to start a friendly conversation. Idioms are very common in everyday English. Native speakers use them in conversations, movies, podcasts, and everyday life. So today I will teach you 30 simple idioms that every A2 or B1 learner should know. For each idiom, I will give you a simple meaning and two example sentences. Try to listen carefully, and if you want, you can repeat the sentences after me for shadowing practice. All right. The first idiom is to break the ice. To break the ice means to start a conversation in a friendly way. For example, he told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. He told a joke to break the ice at the meeting. Here is another example. She asked a simple question to break the ice with her new classmates. She asked a simple question to break the ice with her new classmates. The second idiom is piece of cake. Piece of cake. If something is a piece of cake, it is very easy. For example, the exam was a piece of cake. The exam was a piece of cake. Cooking this recipe is a piece of cake. Cooking this recipe is a piece of cake. Here is the third idiom. Under the weather. If you feel under the weather, you feel a little sick. For example, I stayed home because I felt under the weather. I stayed home because I felt under the weather. She looks under the weather today. She looks under the weather today. Here is the next idiom. Hit the books. Hit the books. To hit the books means to start studying seriously. For example, I have a test tomorrow, so I need to hit the books. I have a test tomorrow, so I need to hit the books. After dinner, he hit the books for 2 hours. After dinner, he hit the books for 2 hours. Here is the next one. To be in hot water. To be in hot water. This means to be in trouble. For example, he is in hot water because he missed work again. He is in hot water because he missed work again. She got in hot water after breaking the company rules. She got in hot water after breaking the company rules. Here is the next one. To be on the same page. to be on the same page. This means to agree or understand the same thing. Before we start a project, let's make sure we are on the same page. Before we start a project, let's make sure we are on the same page. The teacher and students are finally on the same page. Here is the next one. To call it a day. To call it a day. If you call it a day, you stop working for the day. For example, we finished a report, so let's call it a day. We finished a report, so let's call it a day. It's late. I think we should call it a day. Here is the next one. To get the hang of it. To get the hang of it. This means to learn how to do something. At first, the software was difficult, but now I get the hang of it. At first, the software was difficult, but now I get the hang of it. After a few lessons, she got the hang of driving. After a few lessons, she got the hang of driving. Here is the next one. Once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. If something happens once in a blue moon, it happens very rarely. We eat fast food once in a blue moon. We eat fast food once in a blue moon. He travels abroad once in a blue moon. He travels abroad once in a blue moon. Here is the next one. A big deal. If something is a big deal, it is very important. Getting this job is a big deal for me. Getting this job is a big deal for me. Graduating from university is a big deal. Graduating from university is a big deal. Here's the next one. In no time. This means very quickly. You will learn this skill in no time. You will learn this skill in no time. We finished the work in no time. We finished the work in no time. Here is the next one. A waste of time. If something is a waste of time, it is not useful. Watching that movie was a waste of time. Watching that movie was a waste of time. Arguing about this is a waste of time. Arguing about this is a waste of time. Here is the next one. To keep an eye on something. To keep an eye on something. If you keep an eye on something, you watch it carefully. Can you keep an eye on my bag? Can you keep an eye on my bag? She asked me to keep an eye on the kids. She asked me to keep an eye on the kids. Here is the next one. To give it a try. If you give something a try, you try it. This restaurant is great. You should give it a try. This restaurant is great. You should give it a try. I was nervous, but I decided to give it a try. I was nervous, but I decided to give it a try. I was nervous, but I decided to give it a try. Here is the next one. Take your time. Take your time. This means to do something slowly, without hurry. Take your time. There is no rush. Take your time. There is no rush. She told me to take my time with the exam. She told me to take my time with the exam. Here is the next one. Better late than never. Better late than never. This means it is good to do something even if it is late. He started learning English at 40. Better late than never. He started learning English at 40. Better late than never. You finished a project today. Better late than never. You finished a project today. Better late than never. Here is the next one. The best of both worlds. This means to enjoy two good things at the same time. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds. Working from home gives me the best of both worlds. The job offers the best of both worlds, good pay and flexible hours. The job offers the best of both worlds, good pay and flexible hours. Here is the next one. Easy does it. Easy does it. This means to slow down and be careful. Easy does it when you carry that box. Easy does it. The floor is wet. Here is the next one. To miss the point. If you miss the point, you do not understand the main idea. For example, you are missing the point of the story. You are missing the point of the story. You are missing the point of the story. He completely missed the point in the discussion. He completely missed the point in the discussion. Here is the next one. To pull someone's leg. If you pull someone's leg, you joke with them. For example, relax. I'm just pulling your leg. Relax. I'm just pulling your leg. She thought I was serious, but I was pulling her leg. She thought I was serious, but I was pulling her leg. Here is the next one. Speak of the devil. You use this when someone appears when you are talking about them. We were talking about Tom, and speak of the devil. Here he is. Speak of the devil. Sarah just walked in. Here is the next one. To cost an arm and a leg. If something costs an arm and a leg, it is very expensive. That car costs an arm and a leg. That car costs an arm and a leg. The hotel cost an arm and a leg. The hotel cost an arm and a leg. Here is the next one. On cloud nine. If you are on cloud nine, you are very happy. For example, she was on cloud nine after getting the job. He felt on cloud nine when his baby was born. Here is the next one. Out of the blue. Out of the blue means suddenly and unexpectedly. For example, she called me out of the blue. She called me out of the blue. The news came out of the blue. The news came out of the blue. Here is the next one. To hit the road. To hit the road. This means to leave or start a journey. We should hit the road early tomorrow. We should hit the road early tomorrow. After lunch, they hit the road. Here is the next one. Hang in there. Hang in there. This means to stay strong and do not give up. For example, I know the job is hard, but hang in there. Hang in there. Things will get better. Here is the next one. In the long run. In the long run. This means after a long time. For example, exercise helps your health in the long run. Saving money is good in the long run. Here is the next one. The ball is in your court. This means it is your decision now. It is up to you. I gave you the offer. Now the ball is in your court. I gave you the offer. Now the ball is in your court. I explained everything. The ball is in your court. Here is the next one. To cut corners. To cut corners means to do something in a cheaper or easier way. The company cut corners to save money. Don't cut corners when you build a house. And here is the final one. To keep in touch. This means to continue communicating. For example, after the trip, let's keep in touch. We still keep in touch after many years. All right, and that's it for today's episode. Today you learned 30 practical English idioms that native speakers use in everyday conversations. Try to listen to this episode again and practice saying the example sentences out loud. The more you hear and repeat idioms, the more natural your English will become. Remember that learning English is not just about grammar. It is also about learning real expressions that people use every day. Thank you for listening to English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep speaking English. Bye for now.